And we're back with Mike, the man, the myth, the legend behind SAN-A-CANNA. Tell us about SAN-A-CANNA.
Oh wow, that's a question. So I may get a little emotional because I've been smoking and I had a couple beers.
Do it.
SAN-A-CANNA basically started multiple reasons to provide better products for people that are interested in cannabis, you know, and do it a clean way and a quality that everybody can enjoy. So we extract in a safe way. So we are a cannabis cultivation, basically seed to sell. You know, so we grow it, we extract it, we process it into any products that any customer could want. You know, so we're extraction company first because that's where it starts, right? You know, so we have to extract good product. Well, actually, we have to grow the good product first, and then we have to do that by doing it organically. So we don't use any chemicals. It's all done living soil for the most part. Sometimes when they're hurting, we have to do a little bit of playing God, but because we do most of our growing indoors, we do have some outdoor plants. But yeah, so we start there with good quality plants and good quality genetics, and then we extract, and then we do that with the water hash, no chemicals. And then from there we press it out and we get live rosin, and then from there we either, that could be the final product, or we can turn that into multiple different products. So doing it that way keeps it really clean and keeps it you know, just perfect for the clients. So that's what we do in a nutshell.
So Mike, I think we had met a few times, dropping off samples, a few conversations here and there last year with my partner John Chip Kush, and then the day before New Year's Eve last year, we get a call. My partner gets a call from Mike. Hey, we've got this event. You know, long story short, do y'all want to come out and vend with us? And it was a boxing event. I love boxing. I'm not an MMA guy. I'm into boxing, and so I got excited. Local San Antonio, and he has us out. We have a good time, and then calls us in for a meeting that week. Same thing, that was same night that we met Janet, as we talked about earlier, and calls us in for that meeting and has some discussions with us and moves us into his kitchen. And that right there, to my team, to my partner, to myself, took us to the next level. Someone that believed in us and what we were doing. And then not only that, moving into the markets and trusting us to try to elevate the SAN-A-CANNA name as well as our own name. Mike is the man behind all of that. You know, when y'all call and speak about SAN-A-CANNA, I'm speaking on behalf of him, and I'm grateful that he's given me that opportunity and that trust in me to do that for him and this brand that he started.
And you're doing a good job doing it, man. I'm proud of you.
Trying.
Yeah, it's definitely good to network, and that's what to build our brand. You know, you can't build a brand by yourself. It takes a team. In order to do that, you got to bring other brands in, and make, and eventually you guys will be known as one big brand, although it's made up of multiples. You know, so keeping cannabis family oriented is very important.
Absolutely.
SAN-A-CANNA, question is always asked. Where does SAN-A-CANNA name come from?
It basically just means San Antonio cannabis. I mean, you know, we were the first, in our opinion, we were the first vertical company here within the city limits. They didn't even know what to do with us as far as licensing this place. You know, so it took a while, and this was during COVID. You know, so it was all virtual, going through with the licensing, you know, the permitting anyways, to build the farms. So it was really challenging in the beginning, and this is all for just hemp, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine the challenges we're facing now trying to legalize Texas, you know, for full spectrum cannabis. You know, so
wow.
It's a lot going on.
Before we move on to the next interviewer, is there anything that's on your heart about either SAN-A-CANNA or what cannabis means to you that you'd like to share?
I mean, I think I pretty much said it. Cannabis started with me, like with, just like a lot of people, with healing. It helped me heal from a lot of different things. Still going through it, but it belongs. It needs to be dealt with right. It needs to be brought to the surface here in Texas, especially. We all know what is it? I mean, the percentages are what? It's like 70% just in San Antonio, like 89% approval in Texas. I don't know what the politicians are waiting for. Mm-hmm. If they're not, then I hope they're really not. I hope this time they're taking right now is they're really thinking about how they're going to make it right here in Texas and not keep it from the people that actually really need it. And that's why SAN-A-CANNA is here. We're here to make it, grow it, provide good cannabis to people that need it. That's what we are.
I have a question for you. Does the state of Texas, as far as our weather, our soil, any of that, does it create a different type of challenge for the plant compared to other places?
As far as what? It not being legal here?
No, the weather, just growing it.
Outside it does, yes. Definitely. This year in general it was really hot, right? So our plants that we have outside, they're barely flowering. We should have harvested by now. So it did. On our farm, it definitely made it challenging. But indoor, it's really up to us. I always say we play God here. I don't like using that word, but we do. If they go bad, it's our fault. So indoors, not so much. Outdoors, yes, it's very challenging here in Texas, a little bit. When our weather's up and down, but I think some of the breeders here in Texas are doing a really good job handling that. They're actually breeding plants to handle that. I think Texas A&M is leading the charge in that market. So yeah, I mean the people are out here doing it. So we just need it all. We just need it all.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
it's crazy to have Texas A&M. I'm sorry, it's just crazy to have Texas A&M studying this plant, offering degrees and certificates and everything, and we can't seem to get
right. It doesn't. Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, and
Absolutely.
they're confusing a lot of people because of so much stuff that is legal within the gray market, the gray areas. With not just Texas, but other states that aren't legal. We all have the same markets, so that has to show them something.
Correct.
And the markets are still here. And it's within the laws and the laws that they made. You know what I mean? So
right.
it's they just need to figure it out.
One of the crazy things we talk about Texas A&M, one, go Longhorns, but two, they also have one of the highest and best ROTC programs. So they're putting out the most officers out of the state of Texas into the U.S. military. And then at the same time, they're leading the charge of cannabis.
Right.
And those two right there do not go together. And I mean, sidetrack, cannabis and veterans, that's a touchy subject. I've been on missions where local nationals in Afghanistan are smoking a joint. Perfectly fine. And we're sitting there with our cigarettes, that's probably going to kill us faster than this mission will. And, we can't touch it.
Yeah.
In big old fields. I've got pictures with fields, and I mean it's at the time exciting, but looking back on it, sad. Like, man, this could do so much for us as veterans, and I mean America as a whole.
Right. I think veterans are in Texas in general. I think veterans are probably leading the charge. They're probably what's helping, what we've got so far.
Absolutely.
So I think it was Hometown Hero was like one of the biggest, that actually helped that, they kind of led the charge in that. I think it was the lawsuit for the smokable ban. I think it was. So so yeah, I mean they definitely, we need to get them, we need to back them 100%. And then that includes giving them cannabis, and so be it. They're real quick to give them Vicodins all day long.
All day long. All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. So we'll be downstairs enjoying ourselves.